Pay attention. In Surah Al-Qalam, Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, He spoke a story that is known as Ashabul Jannah, the owners of the garden. And this story comes only once in the Quran, and it's in Surah Al-Qalam. Doesn't appear anywhere else because it fits within the theme of Surah Al-Qalam. Ashab al-Jannah, what is their story? In the books of Tafasir, al-ulama, they say that there was a town, and there were many farms and gardens in this town. And there was among them a man who was very wealthy, and he had a massive garden that extended for miles. And Allah referred to it as a Jannah, not like a farm or whatever. He called it a Jannah, which means garden, which means it is full of trees and fruits, and no one has ever seen like it in that town. Very dense, heavy. You can live off it and you don't have to work a single day afterwards. Everything's here. Crops, herbs, fruits, vegetables, whatever you like. And this man was known for his generosity in the town. All the poor and the needy knew him for his generosity. When it's harvest season, they would come, he'd open the gates for them. Faddalu, please come in, choose what you like that has fallen on the ground. This is all ripe, take it, eat it, see what you want from the trees. And when he harvests for himself, Allah said, وَآتُوا حَقَّهُ يَوْمَ حَصَادِهِ. There's a due right in what you harvest of fruit. You need to give on the spot. So he used to do that. And he never deprived anyone. Very generous. People knew him as such. He had 3 children. And they hated their father because of how generous he was. They have a good relationship with their father, but they hate this quality in him. Why are you so generous for? Why are you giving away all these type of fruits and vegetables that we could have kept for ourselves? But don't forget that the garden perhaps can feed the entire town. But look at greed. We want it all for ourselves. And they began to develop this hate and resentment and anger towards their father, and they did not agree with how their father is doing business. They're thinking in their mind, that's not how you do business. All our provisions are gone. Who are these poor? Who are these needy that come in at harvest season? They never put any effort into our farm, and now they come and eat for free. We don't want this. No, can't be. Anyway, that's their dad. He controls the farm. He does what he wants. Eventually, their generous father passed away. And they inherited the garden after him. And now, the way they thought business should be done is now going to be the new way of how this garden is going to manage things. So now Allah Azza wa Jal mentions the story in the Quran from here onwards. You see everything I told you about the man and how he was generous, then he died, then they inherited. All that wasn't mentioned in the Quran. In the Quran, Allah began the story from where the sin began. Where did the sin begin? Allah Azza wa Jal said, Ashab al-Jannah, إِذْ أَقْسَمُوا لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا مُصْبِحِينَ. One day, khalas, their father's gone, they own this garden. One night, they gathered together, the brothers, and they did qasam. إِذْ أَقْسَمُوا لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا مُصْبِحِينَ وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ. They said, listen, khalas, uqsim billah, tomorrow morning, we're going to go and harvest and cut down the fruit from the trees. And they said, لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا. You see, in Arabic, you would have said, لَيَقْطَعُنَّهَا, لَيَقْطَفُنَّهَا. To harvest, to pick fruit. That's what we say, we picked fruit from the tree. That's the verb that should be used. Look at the verb they used, لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا. As-saram is to pick and cut something intensely. As-sarm implies that I'm going to harvest every single fruit on the tree, and I'm going to pick everything on the ground and leave nothing behind. That's what لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا means. مُصْبِحِينَ, in the morning. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ. And they did not make any exception. Meaning they said, it's all going to be for us and no one is going to get a single fruit. No one at all. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ. Look at that. That's greed. That's stinginess. That's the thing they had in their heart against their dad the whole time. Now, payback time. Frustration is being released from their heart, and we need to now make up for all those years that our father was generous with this business and this garden of ours. We hate the poor, we hate the needy. Allahu Akbar. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ also means, and they did not say, Insha'Allah. Yani they didn't say, Wallahi, we're going to pick the fruits tomorrow, Insha'Allah. They didn't say that. They didn't say, Insha'Allah. What does that mean? That's now arrogance. They didn't even think to mention Allah. Because when you say, Insha'Allah, that's humility, right? You're humble. It's like you know and you acknowledge things are in the hands of Allah. If I said to you, brother, Wallahi, I'll be at your house tomorrow at 10 in the morning, Insha'Allah. That's humility. Yani, Ana ya akhi, Wallahi, I'm just a weak slave. I don't know. If Allah wills, inshallah, I'll be there. If not, maybe I can't be there. So you've acknowledged your affairs are in the control of Allah. So look at the arrogance here. They did not say, Insha'Allah. They said, Uqsim billah, tomorrow we're going to harvest the farm. Pick every fruit from the tree, from the ground, and we're not going to give anyone anything. And we're not saying Inshallah, because it's going to happen the way we want. Look at that. Allahu Akbar. Arrogance, stinginess, all together in one package. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ. All right. They've made their intention, they've spoken their plan, and they went to sleep. They went to sleep. Khalas, tomorrow morning we're going to implement what we want. You know what the next ayah is? فَطَافَ عَلَيْهَا طَائِفٌ مِّن رَبِّكَ وَهُمْ نَائِمُونَ. Immediately, the garden was struck by an intense punishment from your Lord while they were asleep. طَائِفٌ. Allah sent a ta'if up to their garden. You know what ta'if means? It comes from the word tawaf. Tawaf means to do circles around the Kaaba. That's tawaf. In other words, the type of punishment that Allah sent is a type of punishment that was going in circles, like a hurricane, a tornado, maybe a water sprout, or a fire tornado, a whirlwind, something that was going around like this, عَلَيْهَا, upon all of it. وَهُمْ نَائِمُونَ. And طَائِفٌ, see this tanween, the tanween, that implies that it was an intense punishment, the likes that no one had ever seen before in the town. Look at the punishment of Allah Azza wa Jal. And the ayah suggests فَطَافَ عَلَيْهَا طَائِفٌ مِّن رَبِّكَ وَهُمْ نَائِمُونَ, that not a single fruit and a tree remained in sight. Because Allah said فَأَصْبَحَتْ كَالصَّرِيمِ. It became like as-sarim. As-sarim means the darkest part of the night. You know the darkest part of the night, can you see anything? No. So that means that's why some ulama said it was a fire tornado. Because it became so black, burnt, not a single tree or a fruit in sight, all of it gone. Allah took it all. But pay attention, Allah Azza wa Jal said, فَطَافَ عَلَيْهَا what? طَائِفٌ مِّن رَبِّكَ. This is an ayah of intense punishment, right? We would have expected that the most appropriate name of Allah be used is a name that indicates to Allah's strength and might and power. We would have expected فَطَافَ عَلَيْهَا طَائِفٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ, فَطَافَ عَلَيْهَا طَائِفٌ مِّنَ الْعَزِيزِ, فَطَافَ عَلَيْهَا طَائِفٌ مِّنَ الْقَوِيِّ. He didn't say that. He said مِّن رَبِّكَ. And مِّن رَبِّكَ is opposite to these meanings. The word Ar-Rabb, it's packed with compassion and mercy and care and gentleness. So it's like what is being said, the most merciful, your merciful Lord, your compassionate Lord, your kind Lord, your gentle Lord sent a punishment upon them. What do we understand from that? We understand that if Allah Azza wa Jal was to send down a punishment onto some property of yours and you're still alive, then that is Allah's care for you. That's Allah's love for you, so that you can wake up and change your ways and habits and turn to Allah in repentance and seek His forgiveness and go to that which pleases Him. So yes, it's an intense punishment that burnt their garden, but Allah did this to nurture them, to raise them, to teach them, to guide them. So maybe they wake up to themselves and say, oh, what happened here? Maybe they can wake up to themselves. Let's see, let's continue. Let's see if they did wake up to themselves or